Hello, welcome back. Get ready with me for an interview this time. It'd be for Mac. I know I said it wasn't gonna work, right? So she still need money though. As I'm interacting with my old friends, memories are coming back. And so a lot of funny things were said, and whether they're right or wrong. You know, when I say wrong, a lot of that happened all the time. Those were like part of joking, but like not joking. So for this interview, because it's Mac, it's gonna be heavy-handed, more Instagram looking, actual effort being put. So for that, so we'll see. Because I said I didn't want to work anyways. I am here, so we'll see. Anyways, we're gonna do that signature look with the light lid, you know. What am I saying? I don't know. I'm listening to music. Sorry, not sorry. Also, what I'm gonna wear, I don't know. No idea. We're gonna do this. We're gonna start off with eyeshadow. What do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, my memory's coming back. Ugh. I may have said some offensive but hilarious things to Luke. Okay, so what was happening was I had a crush on Luke. He didn't want to get involved with what was going on with me. So I tried to make it about him in a way, but not. So I said, after Kyle and I hooked up, I had caught feelings for Kyle, and I had guilt because I liked Luke and I kept trying to get with him, and he liked me too, but like he liked the party so much that he just wanted to keep playing the game because I gave him a god complex, because the parties were for him, so he's like, keep it going, you know, which I get, but I was being serious because my ex was abusive and I was trying to be with Luke instead. And me and Blake were beefing, not really, but lovingly. We were like in love, but bro-mance. So he would hook up with a girl named Emily and then give me the song Emily. I'm like, F you too, bro. You know? Fuck you too. It was hilarious. Okay. Well, the name of the shade is Hot Gossip. So that happened, and you know, with the Blake situation, and I'm trying to get with Luke. Like, it's a bunch of boys. We're all shooting the shit, like I said. But for Luke, I threatened him with Tourette's because I was trying to see something, because he has epilepsy, okay? And I'm talking shit on his epilepsy, as I was saying, but also trying to get with him. That was the concept, you know? So, and I don't chase. So I gave him the option, Tourette's or Kyle. And we're like beefing this whole time. David's in the living room. He wants to get in on it. I'm like, who invited this guy? I love him. He's one of my kids, but I'm trying to, like, the talk that he's trying to give me. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? You know? He's distracting, but I'm like, me and Kyle were actually beefing with Luke, and we're like, nah, we actually fell for each other. Like, this sucks. This is not cool. And then, like, as we're beefing, we're, like, kind of rapping, too. So, like, Kyle goes, oh, I had a kid on me. And it was, like, jokingly, like, because I couldn't decide. But I was just, like, because it was supposed to be Luke, right? But I did fall for Kyle, but it was the concept, and Kyle got how funny it was, and, like, boy brain, we agreed, so he was laughing at me too, so it's kind of like a fuck you to me. I loathe you kind of situation. Instead, I love you is what it was. So did I threaten Luke with Tourette's? Yes. I said, Tourette's or Kyle? What do you want? And they're like, why are you acting this way? Like, why are you so intense? And I was just like, well, that's what's happening to me. And they're like, what do you mean? And then I would explain the D situation. So whoever didn't know the D situation would find out at the end of the parties usually. And one of the sayings of the parties is, I'm not going anywhere. But I ended up getting evicted, so I ended up going somewhere, you know, for taking the summer off. My concept for taking the summer off is I kept getting attacked. So I'm just going to use my knowledge of marketing since I am taking the summer off so I don't feel guilty and using it on other people. And then that's how they got free marketing. I was already about to get evicted, so I was just giving it away. I was like, well, this is what I learned. You guys can have it since I'm controlled, you know. So that's what happened, and it was so funny. But I forgot that happened. I threatened him, and he was uncomfortable, which is why we didn't get together. He liked me, but he was just like, you're too intense kind of situation. He's like, oh, I like you, but until he got no, because we like I said, we like the bullshit part, but the intensity was a lot. But then David would increase the intensity even more, and I'm just like, dude, what? Who is this guy involving himself? He thought it was funny, which is why he would involve himself. So it's like no shade to him either. Like I said, I love all my kids. He wanted in on the rap battle, but would take it so fucking far. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you saying? I'm being serious here. I'm being attacked constantly. I'm not joking when I say this. And he's like, well, life is hell for real. And I'm like, I know. We're trying to make it better. You know, that was like the kind of arguments we'd have. Is what happened. But I forget a lot of it because I was drunk, I said. I was healing from what my ex put me through with my friends watching. So it was like they got front row seats to see my trauma unfold. And so nobody wants to be involved in that. And so I try not to, or for years I didn't say anything. Wants to be involved in trauma, you know, and especially when they're not the ones causing it, you know what I'm saying? That's fucked. I started mixing a foundation already without putting concealer, and then where's my concealer? Probably at the bottom of my bag. But I don't chase, right? One is a no, then I'm not gonna go back for a yes. I'm gonna go find somebody who will give me a yes. Right? Chase. So that's where he got Noah. Brought Noah in. Noah. That was another. That was his. It was Noah. And then mine was yes. I can turn a no to a yes. Kawaii vampire. Too funny. Devil's haircut. That's what it was. But I needed to heal, so I didn't want him involved in that either. And David's the one that saved me, so from my ex. So he does get credit. Guys, like I said, we planned out my throwdown. It's like, do you agree that the man's in charge? You know, like, you know, it was just a bunch of guys talking about my situation and like them liking me and like me liking Luke, and but them all being hot. So I'm like, oh shit, yeah, and like, That's what it was. But I forgot that I said that. And when Kyle and I hooked up, I doubled down on the threat. Because I felt guilty for falling for Kyle. So I was like, do you want Tourette's or you want Kyle? I can't do this. But not necessarily that Tourette's would happen, just the guilt from what went down. Transpired. That's the word I was thinking. And then I was about to say perspired. Anyways, the same music. Revenge your regret. Perfect timing for that song. Alessandra. Which me and Blake had the song Alessandra, Curse of the Virgin Canvas, because him and I were bros. And we wanted to be forever friends instead of just a hookup. But we are in love. That's my forever friend, regardless of what happens, you know? He lived with me. So, whether he gets married or anything, like, we're gonna be friends forever. So you better find somebody who's okay with a female friend, because I'm not going nowhere. He can lean on me whenever. And a lot of these people, in general, was like a pact. That it was a forever friendship. True story. Which is why they're all famous. But the joke, because I hooked up with Eric, who was technically dating Danny, but we became friends and hooked up, and so I'm an honest person, kind of snitched on Eric in front of Eric with Danny, and so she was upset, and she made the rule that I couldn't have anybody's contact, which was hilarious, right? So I was like, okay, that could be the rule, since I'm the one that fucked up. I'll take that. And so because of that, I didn't have anybody's contact at these parties. So when I got evicted, I didn't have anybody's contact. But it was funny, so, I mean. And they did know what was happening to me, so it was more out of guilt that they didn't come back and, like, help me. And we also made a pact, so 10 years of suffering. Because we're all in love with each other, and I was like, I loathe you. I'm freaking cursed Barney, and that was the joke. Instead of I love you, I loathe you. It was hilarious. It was just a bunch of jokes, I'm telling you. It was just like a rap battle party. And it started with Blake and I rap battling what a friend is and what it is not. To, like, so that we could be forever friends. After he gave me the song Emily for doing Emily. Because that's not gay. He's in my closet, that's not gay. You know, stuff like, I'm telling you, it was hilarious. It was just situational, I don't know. But that's just what happened. It was so funny. What else? I think I want to set my under eye with the Hourglass Ambient Light, the lightest shade. Let's try that. How's that look? Oh, that's nice. It's pretty. I prevail, I think. Don't reach for me. What's that? Don't reach for. No, is that Counting Worms? Oh my god. I'm bad with names. But yeah, so it's a MAC interview, but I'm still gonna do my style. And either they like my style or they don't. Because I know a lot of MAC artists nowadays are all strictly Instagram looking makeup. So, we shall see. It's still an Estee Lauder brand. I'm edgy, but in my own way, you know what I mean? She is an edgy girl. It's just not in that regard, and like in what's it called? In like harsh. I call it harsh just because it's heavy. That's another word for heavy. Give myself some color before we get started. Okay. There's a dark shade over here, I know. Here. These are setting powders, so I could just be heavy-handed. Okay, then we'll go in with bronzer. Do you remember for sure what song? I don't know. I don't know. I don't believe in everything you. It's gone forever. It haunts me. Let's get a little heavier handed. We'll put blush there to blend that, but we just want the sides and right here. And do the Hourglass Ambient, both corners shades on the apples to blend that bronzer out. Just blending it out. I need to organize my makeup, but look how dry my skin is. I need to spray it. What's next? Let's do some eyeliner. Oh, I miss my kids again. Oh, it's okay. As I'm remembering stuff that happened, it's like makes me miss them even more. Because I'm like, oh, that did happen. Oh, my kids. They're hilarious. We're hilarious. They're the best. To the respect forever, it haunts me. Oh, where is my mirror? Should I do glitter because it's MAC? Maybe. Let's do some glitter. The way that she breathes. She touched mine. The frustration. The songs reminds me about my childhood. Because they're just like me. And I'm just the same. You know. Anyways, do we like that? Yeah. It was the craziest thing to hate. We're gonna have to do a darker lip. Definitely need to brows. Do like a better shape. Yeah, it's more like structured shape instead of just filling in the holes. How are we doing? I ain't keep talking so you guys don't get dead air. But, yeah, that's some of the stuff that happened. I know it's a lot of information and a lot of, like, things that don't match, but they do because he was in the bathroom and the stuff I was saying was for him for feedback. That's why it makes sense. So, yeah, I was flirting with David, but it was for Luke because I was threatening him with shock value. So we would lie to the newcomers about whatever it was. They could do whatever they want, you know. So do whatever you want, and then I'll play along, and then I'll do whatever I want at the end, which was say it was Luke, you know. And his line was, "Look, I am your father. It has nothing to do with the movie," because of the bullshitting that I would do with whoever it was I was playing with at that time. He was like my pimp, and I think David wanted to be my pimp. I don't know, but if I even had one, it would be Ronnie. He's the one that when I was a kid put the $100 bill on the fridge and was like, set a timer, you know. He's like, no, that's mine. Kind of claimed me at that time, but not literally. I don't know. Basically, he slept with my mom. And then in the morning, he goes to, I was like getting ready for school. And he's talking to my mom. And then he says, I'm going to be famous. And my mom was like, if that's true, you need to protect her. And you need to protect the girls. And he was like, and then I looked at him like, ooh, a knight? And then he liked that idea, so he put a $100 bill in the fridge and then left. And So that's my papa. That's why I call him Papa when I summoned him. Papa, it's you. Because if it's true or not, you know, make it real or don't. But it's on him. And he agreed. He was like, yeah, that did happen. I was just like, exactly. Which nullified David's attempt. And that was the concept. Because I don't know who invited. I think it was Alyssa that invited David. I don't know how he got into the parties, but it wasn't me, you know. I was just like, hi, okay, and we got other fish frying right now. Wait your turn. I don't know what to tell you. Kind of situation. We're figuring me, Kyle, Luke are beefing. Me, Blake and Luke are beefing. Me, Blake and Brian are beefing. There's a bunch of beef going around. You know? It's like, get in line. This is a loathing party. Drop everything. Freaking Alyssa's beefing. And Danny and I are beefing. It's just, you fight out of love, you know? I'm not doing lashes, so we're gonna do just mascara. It's like we never knew each other at all. No, this is the mascara I'm gonna use. I just use one. Sometimes I like to layer my mascaras, but I don't have patience, and I gotta get ready. Loving every second of it. This is probably so. I'm not jealous of Dana, or I'm not trying to get with Ronnie, but he would technically be my pimp if I had one. Is what it is. But if we're talking about relationships and choosing someone, I had chosen Luke to be with. Although Ronnie put a timer on me, so it would be his choice to be with me. If that makes sense. Or let me be with Luke. But I hooked up with Kyle, and Kyle, I think, knew Ronnie already, which is how Ronnie came into the party, which is funny. It's like paths crossing, you know, but it's all rock people, so it's also a small circle back then. It's gotten bigger now, but this was all underground music. I mean, there was like classic rock, you know, but that's a different genre. This is post-hardcore. So Warped Tour people, but the famous ones, and I just happen to know it. It could. And I met Luke when I was a kid, so it was kind of like another paths crossing again, and it was like, oh, kid Amanda wants to be with Luke because it's like a cute match. But real life situations would be Ronnie. Real life situations would be Kyle, because I hooked up with Kyle after threatening Luke with Tourette's. And of course Kyle was down. He's like, yeah. And then we kind of fell. I was like, dang it, I actually like you. And it's like, you know. So, and I never hooked up with David. But David kept trying. Like, he would visit me, like I said, throughout. He was a gypsy, so he'd just come. Oh, I'm gonna change your life. Okay. And then leave. And I'm like, what just happened? I'm gonna change your life. Okay. Bye. That's where David comes into play. He's still one of my kids. But I never got to get Eugene into the party because of David. He kept acting up, trying to be on one, and I was just like, sir, We already have one. Would you like to join as a friend? And he like kept trying to get with me. I was just like, sir, I don't know who told you what, because we have rules on different rules, you know. I can't get people's contacts. You know, there's different rules. So it's like, I don't know what they told you and what rules they provided for you, but my rules, we already got somebody. What do you need? And if you need, okay, you need proof? Okay, well then, Ronnie, what do you need? You know? And he was like, but he had that hunger from seeing life crazy and stuff. So I was never against him or trying to stop him from settling, or not settling, but like, you know, his anger, but also help his anger and mellow him, because it's not a bad thing necessarily to be a happy person and have strive and not the other kind, you know. So I would leave Eugene. I had kicked him out of the party when David brought him, and I was like, no, we're not fighting. And then Devontae was black, right? And the whole me trying to get with Luke and like I caught that. This almost fell and I caught it. Me threatening Luke with Tourette's is because I was being R-worded and trying to get over that. And so Eugene being black kind of was triggering in a way. Not in I mean, it is racist, but like in a sexual way, because I'm like, I don't want to see that right now. So I kicked him out. I was like, no fighting, because David was more thug instead of rocker. And it's not a bad thing. It's just rocker is a different vibe. It's like everything's black. It's rage and loathing. It's like, don't fuck with me, but also like you can shoot the shit. Whereas his persona was more thug. So I was just like, this is not a thug area, this is a hardcore area. We all have the same brain. So what is metal? You know, so whether you agree or not, that's what it is. We're metal. So you bringing somebody else who is metal but black was kind of triggering, because I thought Ante was metal and black, but he was just being abusive. So I'm trying to explain what metal was in my concept, because apparently D and I didn't agree. You know what I'm saying? So I felt so much guilt afterwards about Eugene, but I did talk to him after, and I told him what was up, and I was just like, I was looking for a you when I got with Duante. I thought he was a you kind of situation. And that's very depressing and sad. So, but I tell truths, so I was like, don't get offended, but that's why I didn't let you in my party. Was I thought D was a you, where he understands what metal is and like gets like the scene. Eugene gets the scene. David was learning the scene, but they're both friends, so I'm assuming he knew the scene. It's just who they are as people. I don't know how to explain. Oh, my lips. Oh, David's on. He's so beautiful. He kept wanting. Yep. Oh, this song, "Haunted by a Memory of a Dream of a Better Me." You see, that's the Eugene that I was talking about. He already knew what I was saying. It's really sad. It's sad, but it's not, because it's a throwdown, you know? It's like, that's you, not me. You versus me. Cool stuff. This is Coyote Ugly. Cute. Alright, that's the look. And then I'll do my hair and everything off camera. But that's my stories as of right now that I remember and what they reminded me of. I was thinking about the Emily song and I was just like, oh my god, Tourette's. Okay, well, that's it. Bye.